If it looks like I have a lot on my mind, I do. I really do. Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California. I've been City Council watching since at least 2007, and sometimes I just shake my head in wonder. In this video, we're going to look over what happened with Merced County versus COVID-19 for the reporting period ending July 17th. We'll do a brief overview of the July 21st City Council meeting agenda and take a look at a couple excerpts from the May 26th special meeting where that illegal pipeline was mentioned. Livingston has restarted the process of updating its general plan, a blueprint for the city's long-term growth and development goals. The update will address important community issues such as new growth, traffic, community, health, social justice, and environmental justice. I'll leave a link to this webpage in the description below the video in case you want to learn more. The summer reading program continues at the Livingston Union School District. Students currently enrolled in transitional kindergarten through 7th are invited to visit their school library to read and check out books during the month of July. There was another distribution of food boxes by the Rotary Community Corps of Merced County, who, partnering with CropMobster, Merced, Livingston Lions Club, Winton Rotary, and Merced County Supervisor Lee Lohr to pass out food boxes to the Livingston, Winton, and Merced communities. This came across my Facebook feed a couple of days ago. The FDA is warning consumers and healthcare providers that the agency has seen a sharp increase in hand sanitizer products that are labeled to contain ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol, but that have tested positive for methanol contamination. Methanol, or wood alcohol, is a substance that can be toxic when absorbed through the skin or ingested and can be life-threatening when ingested. This slide shows a few of the brands on the FDA list. I'll leave a link to the complete list in the description below this video. There's an apparent coin shortage attributed to COVID-19. NBC News reported the apparent absence of enough coins in the nation's marketplace has so alarmed the federal government that last month the Federal Reserve established a U.S. coin task force to mitigate the effects of low coin inventories caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Daniel Sokes, an assistant professor of economics at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, called the situation a perfect storm of circumstances born out of the pandemic, during which businesses that deal heavily in coins, such as laundromats, may have closed, while the fear of getting the coronavirus by touching currency may have spurred people to avoid physical monetary transactions altogether. What I'm going to do is leave a link to this article in the description below the video in case you want to read a little bit more. Merced County announced an additional COVID-19 testing site. The site would be located in Los Banos, California, beginning Monday, July 20th, with appointments available Mondays and Tuesdays from 8 a.m. through 12 p.m. The test site would be located at the Los Banos Fairgrounds, 403 F Street, Los Banos. As of the end of last week, there were 22 businesses listed on the county's outbreak list, 14 of the 22 listed as still active. This is the dashboard update for July 13th, with the positive case percentage just under 11%. The status report for July 13th included an entry stating that Governor Newsom announced the closure of additional business sectors due to increases in hospitalizations, ICU patients, and positivity rate. In addition to the statewide closure of indoor operations at restaurants, bars, and wineries, museums, and various entertainment venues, counties on the monitoring list, which includes Merced County, must also close indoor operations for fitness centers, worship services, offices in non-critical sectors, personal care services, hair salons, barbershops, and malls. On the July 14th dashboard update, we can see that the positive case percentage has gone over the 11% mark. The July 14th status update confirmed the 13th death related to COVID-19. The Merced County resident was a male between the ages of 50 and 64. It is unknown at this time whether the individual had underlying health conditions. It also reported that as of July 14th, a total of 19,885 tests had been performed in Merced County. An article by the Merced Sun-Star reported that the influx in infections has overwhelmed county public health to the point where officials are no longer actively monitoring each case. The number of active COVID-19 cases is an estimate based on infections confirmed within the last 14 days. It also reported that a new position to coordinate contact tracing and related tasks would be made possible with a $400,000 grant. Here's the July 15th update showing increases in numbers across the board. The July 15th status report confirmed the 14th and 15th deaths related to COVID-19. The 14th death was a male Merced County resident between the ages of 50 and 64 with no underlying health conditions. Information on the 15th death was not available as of the publication of this report. They also reported that Merced County health officials are engaging in a public education campaign at migrant farm worker communities, flea markets, and other locations in order to help slow the spread of COVID-19 in higher risk settings. This effort includes distribution of hand sanitizer, face masks, and materials detailing preventive safety measures. The July 16th update included additional tabs for total case curve, number of cases by community on a bar graph, cases by age range, additional case percentage numbers, and additional positive case percentages. The July 16th status update stated, in an effort to mitigate the spread of COVID-19, the Merced County Department of Public Health continues to conduct contact tracing as required by the state. This includes contacting all positive cases and providing them verbal instructions and available resources on how they can notify others they've come into contact with and care for themselves. Public Health is still contacting affected employers. Resources are also provided to individuals who test positive and their places of employment. If it's determined that there's a high potential for an outbreak, Public Health will notify secondary contacts of positive cases in addition to places of employment. Due to the high volume of cases, the notification of secondary contacts is done only for high-risk situations and high-risk environments. The Merced Gateway News reported on the list of outbreaks and also that the Merced County is using the California Department of Public Health's definition of an outbreak, which includes 3 or more individuals with no linkage outside of the workplace working in the same facility and shift, or 1 resident of a skilled nursing facility. The July 17th update shows that in the last 7 days, the positive case percentage climbed to 15.5%. The July 17th status report that I received via email included the statement that hospitalizations have increased due to local hospitals reporting a significant increase in patients over the last 2 days, 13 admissions in 1 hospital, and because of a lag in case reporting. On July 17th, the Sun-Star reported Governor Newsom's decision to prohibit schools on the watch list from reopening. A district could only physically reopen after its county experiences a 14-day decline in COVID-19 numbers. On July 17th, the county put out a statement stating recently information was misrepresented in a statewide publication claiming Merced County is no longer conducting contact tracing in response to COVID-19. The Merced County Department of Public Health continues to conduct contact tracing as required by the state. This includes contacting all positive cases and conducting a robust contact interview, including providing verbal instructions to isolate, identifying the suspected source of disease exposure, identifying all places visited during the case's infectious period, identifying all people in contact during the case's infectious period, providing information on how cases can notify people they've come into contact, and providing resources and information to the cases. And here I'm showing the 5 daily updates that I've been referencing, showing the confirmed cases rising from 2,082 to 2,403. I'm continuing to track the number of active cases on a daily basis. Because of the way I have my graph set up, active cases have gone off the chart for the time being. What we're looking for is when active cases finally peak and start falling. Heaven only knows when that is going to happen. What I want to point out here is in the orange and pink sections of this table. Orange is for the number of Merced County residents in a hospital in any county. Pink is for the number of people in a hospital in Merced County itself. This gives you an idea of how positive cases by community have grown since mid-June. Here you can see the total cases for June, total cases so far for July, and the grand total for the outbreak. You can also see that the majority of cases so far are in the 18 to 34-year-old age range. Now we're going to switch gears to the City Council regular meeting agenda for July 21st. You'll notice that there is a call-in number for if you want to participate by phone. The meeting will be live streamed on YouTube if you want to watch online, and limited number of seats are available for those who want to attend in person. On the closed session, it is labor negotiations. For public hearings, there's a community facility district discussion. We'll go into more of that just a little bit later. On the consent agenda, there is a warrant register and the approval of meeting minutes for the May 26th special meeting, which was a joint meeting between the Planning Commission and the City Council having to do with the general plan update. We'll touch on that a little bit later too. On the discussion and potential action items list, we have a test well project, a slurry seal road fixing project, reaffirming In God We Trust as the official model of the United States, who's going to the League of Cities annual conference this year, how stuff gets put onto council agendas and who decides about that, and what are we going to do with that water rate study we paid for already? Now let's just take a real quick look at the staff report about the Community Facilities District. The recommendation is to hold public hearing to annex property into Community Facilities District number 2017-1, Public Services, to pay for the impact of new development on public services, including the maintenance of streets, drainage, parks, public landscape areas, and to maintain service levels for police and fire protection services provided by the City of Livingston. Okay, so where is this property and who does it belong to? Let's go to the second paragraph. The project proposed for annexation is owned by BTI Investments, LLC, and is located east of Winton Parkway and north of B Street, adjacent to CVS. The project is a development consisting of 3 commercial suites sitting on 0.962 acres of land. The boundary of the annexation includes the area within assessor's parcel number as depicted in Exhibit A, and we'll show you that picture. Development of this property has changed the characteristics of undeveloped land. Once developed, this project will have intensified the use of property, creating a need for more services under this CFD. And this shows where the property is located within Livingston and in relation to Winton Parkway and B Street. Okay, here is the beginning of the meeting minutes that I was talking about earlier. A joint meeting between the City Council and Planning Commission special meeting, and it was about the general plan update. And here you can see under roll call a complete list of the council members and members of the Planning Commission. It was a workshop to begin the 2-year process of updating the general plan, and the city would not be using the master plans from the previous general plan. Topics covered included what is a general plan, the general plan update focus, general plan update required elements, and new state requirements. Also discussed was what happened to the last general plan update. The city manager noted that at the last general plan update, there was no public participation from the onset. They also projected the population was going to increase 100,000 by 2025, and they spent money to develop the master plans with that projection. Moreover, he stated that landowners were developing homes at the time, and they built a huge infrastructure on some properties that were not within the city limits in anticipation of the population growth. He noted that the issue was brought to the courts, and the judge ruled against the city of Livingston's proposal, so the city had to revert to the 1999 general plan. Lastly, he noted that it is essential that they look ahead, learn from the past, and engage the community from the beginning. Now, there was a pipeline mentioned as part of the history of the general plan snafu, and Mayor Serma noted that the pipe mentioned was not in the city limits, it was in the county limits. Now, the only pipeline that I can recall that raised such a ruckus at the time came to be known as the illegal 42-inch sewer pipe, which you can see here a little bit of the history in this excerpt from a Merced County grand jury final report, which states, the complaint stated that the city of Livingston, with the knowledge of Merced County, entered into an agreement with a developer, Ranchwood Homes, to design and construct a 42-inch sewer trunk line of over a mile in length, plus additional miles of sewer lines to facilitate future urbanization of thousands of acres of agricultural land. The complaint further stated that since the land on which the construction of the sewer trunk line took place is outside the Livingston city limits and the Livingston sphere of influence, the city of Livingston had no jurisdiction over the project. In addition, the project was initiated without the required environmental reviews as spelled out in the California Environment Quality Act. Now, according to my memory, Livingston was the lead agency on this project, and if you want to read a little bit more about it from this grand jury report, I'll leave a link in the description. Now back to the agenda itself. It appears there are wells that need replacing. Well number 8, for example, being next to Foster Farms. And due to unforeseen conditions in the soil, the test well couldn't be done at the well number 9 site and ended up being done at the well number 8 site. The slurry seal project is about whose streets gets repaired with measure fee funds. And if we go down to the last paragraph here, it is Sunrise Court, Lupin Court, J Street, Prusso Street, and Main Street. The project consists of furnishing and applying slurry seal and replacing pavement striping and markings. This item is about approving a resolution affirming "In God We Trust" as the official motto of the United States of America by approving the public display of the national motto in the Livingston City Council chambers. And the council also has to decide who's going to Long Beach this year for the annual League of Cities Conference and Business Meeting. Well, what do you think about all this stuff that's going on? Let me know in the comments. If you're subscribed to the channel already, you might want to check and make sure you're still subscribed so you're notified whenever a new video goes live. And subscribe if you're new. Until next time, this is the gardening snail of Livingston, California, because not every critter is hiding under a rock.